Susan, please. Yeah, come on.
I would like.
We are live.
We live now?
Yeah.
Very good. So we can just disregard these mics then, honey. Now, are you all, they're not picking up right? Nope. Yeah, put them up so they be out the way. Okay. We're just trying to figure them out later. Maybe that old broadcasting source won't pick them up. And we gotta use something else. And that's what it seems like the problem, but, now Sean, you can Google how to pick up, you can Google that and find out if it's something we're doing wrong.
Right now?
You can, and then, yeah, you can, if you want to. And then, Doctor, can you at least test the sound, see how it sounds online?
It's loud online.
Yeah, loud ain't necessarily good.
For box. No, that was for my health.
Let's see. Oh. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and open up. Stay and face Jerusalem and open up. Gotta get out this one. No, it's just too small. That's all it is. Now we're gonna have to keep praying though.
Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done in earth,
thy will be done in earth,
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Give us this day our daily bread,
and forgive us our debt,
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the
For
Lord,
he is good,
for he is good,
and his mercy endures forever.
and his mercy endures forever.
Praise the Lord, the God of Israel.
Praise the Lord, God of Israel,
He is good,
for he is good,
and his mercy endures forever.
and his mercy endures forever.
In Jesus' name we pray.
In Jesus' name we pray.
The mighty one of Jacob,
The mighty one of Jacob,
the holy one of Israel,
the Holy One of Israel,
King of kings,
the King of kings,
the Lord of lords.
and Lord of lords.
Amen.
Amen.
Today's scripture reading is from Psalms chapter 113. Praise ye the Lord. Praise, O ye servants of the Lord. Praise the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name of the Lord from this time forth and forevermore. From the rising of the sun until the going down of the same, the Lord's name is to be praised. The Lord is high above all nations, and his glory above the heavens. Who is like unto the Lord our God, who dwelleth on high, who humbleth himself to behold the things that are in heaven and in the earth? He raiseth up the poor out of the dust, and lifteth the needy out of the dunghill, that he may set him with princes, even with the princes of his people. He maketh the barren woman to keep house, and to be a joyful mother of children. Praise ye the Lord. And that was Psalm chapter 113, verses 1 through 9. May the Lord add a blessing to the hearing, the reading, and hearing, and doing of his holy word in Jesus' name.
Yes, sir. Amen. Hallelujah. That selection from the choir. Amen.
He humbled himself to read the things in heaven. That's why he don't.
You gotta hold shift. If you wanna go left, you gotta hold shift.
Are y'all doing any songs? Oh. You need music? Keep working on that. Once you get that, just slide that over and that should pick it up. We have
And that one song, yeah, that's good. That one song, say, whatsoever he do. That one go.
Power on.
Alright, can you find them?
You say something like that, you know that verse. I never remember where it is.
You don't want to. Yeah. Everything. They got shot. He here.
Recording successful. Connected.
Alright. That's fine. Alright. Oh, you can stand where you want to stand.
How did God do that?
Nah, just saying. Hey. We been started. We been started, brothers. We could go outside and talk, or we could thank you. That's good.
Wanna be close.
it at all times. You're my circumstance, doesn't even stand a chance, my friend. I'll wait the best. I vow to praise you through the good and the bad. I'll praise you, whether happy or sad. I'll praise you in all that I go through, because praise is what I do, and I owe it all to you. Praise is what I do, it's what I do. Praise is what I do. Ooh, it's what I do. Praise is what I do, yes I do. It's what I do. Praise is what I do, what I do. It's what I do. Praise is what I do, it's what I
Need a pair of them?
Disconnected.
Not fine. Party game. Flip the car.
Harry. Harry, successful. Connected.
I'm nowhere close to the morning, and it takes a supernatural love to understand that beyond the walls behind the mask and confidence smile was a broken world trying to grow up there. Anybody was a while, and I know there were times that you probably probably shouldn't, but I thank you for always love. And I know anyone else, they probably wouldn't, but I thank you for always love. Now I know there were days I looked down myself. I felt like less of a person compared to anyone else. What about this world? Too big, too small, united strength. Trying to make up for where I fell short, I let sex slip away. But when I look in the mirror, they don't like what I see. Oh, I thank you for always love. And I know I get back, but you wait patiently. Oh, I thank you for always love. I thank you for always love. I thank you for always love. You just keep loving me. Yeah, you just keep loving me. Oh, you just keep loving me. Oh, I wanna thank you for always loving me. Though I know I don't have everything that it takes to keep loving me. And regardless of every mistake that I make, you keep loving me. And it probably don't matter what I do or say, you keep loving me. Even when the pain goes on my face, you keep loving me. So you just keep loving me. Yeah, you just keep loving me. Oh, you just keep loving me. Oh, I wanna thank you for always loving me. Thank you for always loving me.
Amen.
Disconnected.
Anybody need a lesson?
I need the other part now.
Harry, successful. Connected.
Then I have the back part. As well, please.
You are holy, oh so holy. No one so worthy. No one so faithful. There is no one, no one, no one so holy. No one so worthy. No one so faithful. There is no one, no one. I can search the heavens high. I can search the earth below, but there's no one. There is no one, no one. I can search the heavens high. I can search the earth below, but there's no one. There is no one, no one. I can search the heavens high, and I can search the earth below. You'll never find, I'll never find no one like you. I can search the heavens high, and I can search the earth below. You'll never find, I'll never find no one, no
You got any more? That's it? That's it. Brother Paul, you ain't singing? You ain't singing with that? Alright. You gotta do like those Sunday churches, just do a whole congregational hymn. How's everybody doing out there? I do apologize, our start time is 12:30, that's on me though. And we'll work on getting a little more prompt around here, but Lord willing, won't be here too long. But at the same time, we'll still do what we gotta do. And y'all can turn to Romans chapter 10, that's where we're gonna start today. But it's that time of year again. It's that time of year to the point where when I make that statement, it sounds like a Christmas song in my head. This stuff, man, it gets to the point where it's like, man, I just need me in the house. Right. Yo, let me tell you what happened in my neighborhood today. So, I hear a fire truck. And, this is new for me. So I hear the fire truck, and next thing you know, I still hear the fire truck, and it's getting louder, and it's getting closer. So I'm about to walk outside. I'm thinking that maybe it's some type of emergency. And I walk outside, and I see some white dude on the top of a fire truck riding around with all red on. I'm like, man, you have lost your mind. Ain't the power of that. But that's what it is, man. And it's definitely a spirit. Yeah. Man, when I say it's a spirit, like that's what it is. Like it's a spirit that goes around, and truly, indeed, people on the surface are, are supposedly a little happier when they in this spirit. They do give a little more when they in this spirit, but man, this spirit ain't got nothing to do with Jesus Christ. And we're gonna try to dissect it a little bit. And I know over the past few weeks we've been long. This one shouldn't be as long. The real meaning of Christmas. So I want us to start in Romans chapter 10, though. My mother done got to the point where she don't even want to say Christmas no more. Because the real meaning of Christmas ain't Christ. See, that's another Christmas song. You know that, right? Yeah. They got one called the real meaning of Christmas is Christ. I'm just saying, like, it's horrible of how, right? But it's not Christ, though. We gonna learn that Christmas goes back to pagan origins. You know what I mean? They were dealing with another God all the way back then. We're gonna start this off in Romans chapter 10, and we're going to start at verse 1. And when you get there, go ahead and read.
Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God of Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have the zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
So, as we read in Romans, it says that our people have the zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. So, that is why we're dealing with this today. Because we are going to educate ourselves on what Christmas is. And yeah, I'm sure, I did the class 2 years ago. I had to make sure I didn't do it last year. I don't like to do it every year. But I'm sure we've heard it. Matter of fact, Sister Jones was at my house earlier today. I walked down the stairs and I hear Brother Elijah teaching it. But, you know, it's just like shooting free throws. So y'all watch the basketball game or football game, y'all see the guy kick the field goal. And, you know, you got to like, you know, well, you know, he's just what he do, so he should be able to do it. Now, that dude been kicking field goals all his life, over and over and over again. And that is why, when it's 2 seconds left on the clock, he's able to execute. So we are to sit here and practice this stuff over and over again, so that when it's 2 seconds left on the clock, we're executing. So we're not getting caught up in the mind, oh, it's all right, it's not a big deal. But it's for the kids. You know, that's the big one now, it's for the kids. Right, kids ain't drinking eggnog and Hennessy either. Right. So he said, well, I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but it's not according to knowledge. So the things that you have to do have to have some, matter of fact, in Samuel it tells you God is a God of knowledge. That's right. Go ahead, read a little more though.
For they, being ignorant of God's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God. So
the world has went about and established its own righteousness, its own set of rules of what is right and what is wrong. And many of our family members are participants of that. And I can just say, I'm sorry. That's all I can say. Don't make the rules, but you know, when my aunties and my uncles get together this week, they are in error. They are wrong. And according to the Bible, they are worshiping God in vain. Let's go to Matthew chapter 15. Like that's what they're not worshiping God. And the Bible says that God is a jealous God. And he says visiting the iniquities. So like it's retribution to pay for this. Like it's gonna come back on you. God ain't slack like that. And that's why we in the position we in as a people now. Because we're going to turn to some other God. Matthew chapter 15, and let's pick this up at verse 1. And it is a great unfortunate. You know, it's really unfortunate, like, because, you know, I like my children. And you know, it's like, we do this. They do that. And I'm saying, well, this is our family and you're supposed to love them. But I'm telling you, what they're doing is just extremely wrong.
That's right.
And it's like, you know, it's unfortunate because that's the fact of the matter. And really, when it's all said and done, the pathway that those things are taking our families on is a pathway to face great judgment. Amen. And we ain't trying to face that judgment. Like, I'm not trying to be the one waking up, man, talking to the Lord on judgment day. I don't think you want that problem. Right? I mean, you're going to be begging, you're going to be pleading, but I mean, ultimately, man, like, I'm watching court shows. Man, sometimes, man, they get there, no matter what. They get up in that bag to the judge. He just be looking like, it's not what you want to say, but you really catch this speaking to life. So anyway, yeah, that's how I be. That's how I been, yeah. For 2 life sentences, and all man. I'm saying, but that's what this is all about, though. That's what this is all about. Like, this is about, when it's all said and done, if the judgment come on you, we talking, man, I can't even, nobody in this room can even imagine what eternal life is. Right. But, yeah. Like, I be trying to fathom, like, is really gonna be people burning in hell forever? Yeah. Like, we get used to that. We're going to be shooting dice in the corner somewhere or something? Well, I be burning. Like, according to the Bible, it says it's going to be weeping. The weeping, I did that before. Why is we gnashing our teeth? Right. That's something that we ain't going to be able to escape. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. Like, it's just, and now I don't think it's no getting used to it. And then we're talking about forever. Like, you know, when I watch the astronomy shows, and I look at the galaxy, and they show me how big the galaxy and the universe is, forever bigger than that. Like, yo, that's beyond me. You know what I'm saying? That's beyond, like, you know, they start talking light years and how far that is and all. Forever bigger than that. And you mean to tell me we finna be there? Man, look, I don't want to face a judgment. That's something to consider. Now is the time to consider that. And you think, well, it ain't gonna happen to me, it can't happen to me. All right, playing with yourself. The lake of fire is made for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Just like the kingdom of God is. You can make that too. But he didn't just make hell. That's something he did here just for play. Like, oh, well, you know, I'm talking about it, but really, I'm going to change my mind on judgment day. You take that chance if you want to. Take it if you want to. I'm not. Matthew chapter 15, pick up verse 1. When you get there, go ahead.
Then came to Jesus scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, Why do thy disciples transgress the traditions of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread.
Alright, so they coming at Jesus and they like, man, your disciples, when they go around, they ain't washing their hands like they're supposed to before they eat. That's a tradition that the elders had established. It wasn't something that was in the Bible to be done. Alright? And we're using this as an example because we're going to learn that Christmas is not something that's in the Bible to serve God with, but it's something that's in the Bible. Actually, we're going to learn that's contrary to what he is counterproductive to what he's trying to get you to do. So he says, why do the disciples break or transgress the tradition of the elders? When they celebrate Christmas, but they wash out their heads when they eat bread. Verse 3, go ahead.
But he answered and said unto them, Why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by the tradition?
So he said, so Jesus' response to them is, why you break God's commandment? See, he said, you transgressing the tradition of the elders. You know, like how they say, take your hat off when you come inside. Oh, I love that one. I'm going ball too. Oh, no, I'm leaving my hat. Yeah, I'm leaving it. Because, man, I understand. My granddad told me two things. Don't whistle in the house and take your hat off. New traditions of the elders. Now, once I do a little better, but if I go to the middle of the house, I'll take off my hat. You know, that's what she's like, I don't care about that either. Right? So he says, why do you also transgress the commandments of God by your tradition? So here he's going to begin to expound on how they were breaking God's commandment with their tradition. Go ahead.
For God commanded, saying, Honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die to death.
So he's saying, look, God commanded saying, you're supposed to honor your father and your mother. God made a lot of commandments. God said, don't kill. God said, don't steal. As a matter of fact, as we're going to read today, he said, don't have no other gods before me. That's right. So he made a lot of commandments. But in this particular instance, he said, Jesus is addressing the fact that they are not, that God said honor your mother and your father. And if you don't honor your mother and father, then let them die to death. Go ahead, verse 5.
But he say,
but what you say is,
Whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, It is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me. And honor not his father and his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of God of none effect to your tradition.
Okay, so what he just said is like, look, you said that as long as I'm taking care of my mom and my daddy, I don't have to keep that commandment. Look, there is no set of circumstances that makes it to where you don't have to keep God's commandments. You got to keep them. So yeah, if you take care of your mom and your daddy, then they got old, you still got to honor them. You still got to have a level of respect towards them. That's right. And for the little bitty kids, you got to obey them. When I say the little bitty kids, because as we become adults, like especially us men, the Bible says also that you leave your mother and your father. But that don't mean you dishonor them. That just means now you got your own home. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's what that means. And we'll leave that at. He say, you honor, but you say whatsoever. In this particular instance, you take care of them or whatever. You don't have to honor your mother and your father because, and you have made the commandments of God none effect by your tradition, right? Verse 7. Go ahead.
ye hypocrites. Well did Isaiah prophesy of
He
you,
said Isaiah spoke about what you want, breaking the commandments of God by your traditions. What did he say, Brother Jose?
saying, this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth.
Right, he said this people, we drawing nigh to the Lord. Pay attention. You coming to the Lord with your mouth. You know, you all praising him, oh come all ye faithful, silent night, jingle. Right. Right. So he said you honor him with your mouth, but what though?
And honor me with their lips.
Right, he said with your lips you honor him, go ahead.
But their heart is far from me.
Right, but your heart, your mind, this is what is going to take place this week. Your mind is, man, these folks honor Jesus more during Thanksgiving than they do at Christmas time, to be honest with you. And it's supposed to be his birth. He said, supposed to be. We'll address that. So he said, these people draw nigh to me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Pay attention. Go ahead.
But in vain.
But in vain they do well, okay?
They do worship me.
In vain you worshiping him. That's a scare. Being in vain means it's for nothing. Right? What you're doing has no profit. In vain you do worship him. Why is that?
Teaching for doctrines of commandments of men.
Right, because you teaching what man say. That you going about what man has established as right and wrong. And remember we started in Romans 10, he said that you have went and established your own righteousness and have not submitted yourselves unto the righteousness of God. But we don't understand though. Let's go to Exodus chapter 20. Go to Exodus chapter 20. Let's continue to understand about this whole, because we're going to get into where Christmas come from and why is it that we're making these statements that it's worshiping God in vain. Now that's the thing, you know, you got to prove it. Like the Bible says, prove all things. But the problem is, ain't nobody went into the history book, but nobody cares. Like, is mass even in the Bible? You know, it's a Christ mass. That's what, you know, is that word even in the Bible? I didn't think so. You know what I mean? Like, hey, where are we getting these things from? Where are these traditions coming? They coming from somewhere. And like we discussed last week, all this stuff started off in Babylon. And that's what we're going to learn. Alright? Exodus chapter 20. And let's pick up in verse 1. When you get there, go ahead and read.
And God spake all these words.
What he say?
Saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Rule number 1.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
First thing is, he say, look, I don't lead you. No, the commandment is, don't have another God before me. I brought you up out of Egypt. I'm feeding you, housing you, taking care of you. Don't have another, don't worship nothing else. Right. This is what he's telling you. But again, in vain they do worship me. Well, we're going to say worshiping something else. We are worshiping something else. And when I say we, because this is the children of Israel problem. Not just mine, or my family, or yours, the whole congregation of Israel, on the whole, is packing 40 meals out right about now, doing their Christmas shopping. Taking advantage of the 50% off the store. They be sending me the email too. Right. Go ahead, keep reading.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Yeah, I realize the book said the merchants make themselves. They go wax the flat. Yeah, they got rich off of this. You gotta remember that. That's why, you know, it's 25% off over there too somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Even though they don't mark up everything anyway to start with. But at any rate, keep reading.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
So he said, look, don't make no images. And I mean, you know, when I was coming up, and I'm going to tell you about that star, too. We're going to discuss that a little bit, too, that's on top of it. But, you know, when I was coming up, that wasn't the only thing that was on top of that tree. Sometimes they had an angel on top of that tree. And, you know, if you go and when you grab your gifts, I mean, you know, you ain't using one of them things that you know, like we had to get a lot, you know, you squeeze the thing and you grab it and take it. You bowing down. That's what you're doing. You bowing down and you grab it, and we making sure you bow down. You know, sometimes you be like, well, I mean, I'm not just going over there and just bowing down. That's what you're doing regardless of. You know what I'm saying? That's just like saying, well, I can cook pork. It don't matter. You still eating it though. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're like, well, I mean, I'm not saying this is my God. Right, you just made this tree, or you decorated this tree, and you put these ornaments, and in some cases, you made sure you put godly ornaments on there. Right, why? Why do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, who was this about? Was this about your God? I mean, what's it? I mean, now you want to say it ain't, though, because I'm telling you, you bowing down to it. Keep reading, though.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
Go ahead.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God,
Right.
visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Lord is saying you hate him when you ain't keeping his commandments. And then you want to know why we jammed up in America. Right? Because we've been doing this. And so we now reaping the repercussions of what we done did. Keep going.
And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments.
Right. All right. So now we're going to start looking at some historical information. So we're going to go to this book called The Last 2 Billion Years by Reader's Digest. Right. And when we get into this book, this is just a history book. And they have no vested interest in telling you a lie about this. Alright? And the first thing we're going to look at here is a chapter in this book called Pagan Rites Absorbed. Because what we're going to learn about this today is that what you have as Christmas started off as pagan culture. And it's not just Christmas. It's Easter. It's the New Year. Oh my. That New Year crazy. That was the god Janus. He had two faces. One that looked in the future, one that looked in the past. That's right. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't God's New Year. God's New Year started in spring anyway. So let's look at this here. Pagan rites absorbed. And this is what I want us to first understand about why is it that you say Jesus on these things, but why is it wrong? How is it wrong? Go ahead, start reading.
By a stroke of tactical genius, the church, while intolerant of pagan beliefs.
So right here, he said by a stroke of tactical, right? Tactical, like as if we in warfare, we got tactics. You know, we trying to figure out how to conquer something. Right. By a stroke of tactical genius, he said the church. That's the key here, the church. We ain't talking about the Bible church. It's talking about the Roman Catholic Church. Alright? So now when you say the Roman Catholic Church, the authority over there is the Pope. So this is his word. So when I say this is his word, this is his authority, I'm not saying nothing right now about the guy personally. I'm just saying it's his word. Like it's not Peter, it's not Paul, it's not Isaiah, Jeremiah, it's not Jesus. It's some dude that live over there in Vatican City word right now. Alright? So he said, by a stroke of tactical genius, the church, led by the Pope, excuse me. Wow, intolerant of pagan beliefs. So he was saying they were intolerant of pagan beliefs. Right. Meaning, they were trying to say, because ultimately, what the church is saying is that there is one God. Pagan means that you deal with multiple gods. Right. Okay? So the church is still saying there's one God. It's just who they saying God may be with what is in question. Alright? So he said, while intolerant of pagan beliefs, go ahead.
Was able to harness the powerful emotions generated by pagan worship.
Okay, so pagan worship had great, remember we were talking about the spirit that come with these things? Had great emotions. Emotions is, let me tell you, I want you to think about, so when you get to drinking, they say you go into, they call it a liquor store, or they say you drink the spirits. That's one of the words they use, alright? Now, when you get to drinking, one of the things, and now, maybe some of y'all don't know, especially some of y'all sisters, but we get emotional. When I say some of y'all sisters, that I just bear witness to it a few times. When brothers don't be crying when they get too drunk. I done seen that happen. I don't know, I seen brothers do that too. That's all emotions. You know what I'm saying? Just know that, hey man, like, bro, you okay? You never had too much to drink, now you pour it out. It's all emotions. So we call them spirits, and it's evoking your emotions.
Come on.
All right, now, I want you to think about when Christmas time comes, guess what we get? Our emotions.
That's right.
You know, matter of fact, they say one Thanksgiving hit the Christmas time, this is like the most depressing for some. Because all the emotions, your grandma ain't there no more to celebrate Christmas with you, all these crazy, all these things, all these emotions. So there was a great emotion that came with, or due to the spirit in the air, which, you know, the Bible says that Satan is the prince of power in the air. But due to the spirit, and here's the thing, when you listen to the advertising of these holidays, they be telling you this. You know what I'm saying? Like they even, you'll hear, pay attention, there's a spirit in the air. They just try to say it's a good one. It ain't no good one, right? It's an abominable one. That's what it really is, you know, abominable snowman. I'm trying to tell you, they telling you this stuff. They telling you this stuff. So he said, read that sentence again.
Was able to harness the powerful emotions generated by pagan worship.
So they didn't like the pagan worship, they saw the emotions behind it. The church did. The Pope, who was the head of the church, saw this. Go ahead.
Often, churches were sited where temples had stood before.
So what he's saying, so what they would do is, and this is why when we looking for a church, we try not to look at for no pagan church or for no idolatrous church. What they were saying is a lot of times when they were doing this idolatry stuff, the church would come in and say, all right, we taking over this building. Now you still showing up to this building as a ritual to come worship, but you know, and you worship in the same way. They got the same rooms going on,
Right.
everything. That's why he was looking at the Masonic Lodge one time. I was like, no, I don't fool with that. I don't know what y'all doing in here doing. And when we walked through, my man had a casket in there talking about some this why I sleep. I'm not lying. Me and Elijah was there. Me and Elijah looked at each other like, you know he ain't lying, right? You know what I'm saying? This is over in Chester. That's where we are. So that's what it's saying right here, that they were doing pagan worship, and the church said, give me your bill. Well, what do you think the people that were still going every year, every week, every month? Ain't no telephone, ain't no cell phone, I mean, ain't no internet, ain't no news going around saying, well, you know, the church took this over, so we don't do it like this no more. No, you was coming from your town, from your land, back to where you have been worshiping, doing what, bring whatever cakes or whatever you was bringing to your God. But now, it's the most and stuff is there. They ain't telling you to turn around or nothing like that. They let you do it. This is what is being said here. This is how the switch happened. This is how it went from you celebrating the winter solstice to all of a sudden you celebrate Christmas.
Right.
This is how it happened. Go ahead. That's why the name of this chapter, not in the Bible, in the history book, it says pagan rites absorbed. Pagan rituals absorbed. Yeah, so it's showing you in the history book that they merged it somewhere.
Right.
All right, keep reading.
And many heathen festivals were added to the Christian calendar.
Look at that. It says now you got a Christian calendar, and it said many heathen festivals. Now look, how many festivals is really on the Christian calendar? Okay, we got Halloween. Let's start with that. That's a festival. We got Thanksgiving too. Now Thanksgiving didn't start way back then, but it's still on there. Then we got Christmas. Then we got New Year's. We got Easter.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, these pretty much are the festivals. That's what you say, 4th of July, and it started. Memorial Day, Labor Day, none of that stuff started. Oh, I forgot about All Saints Day. Y'all know that is just too, right? Yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm just saying, like, these are the festivals that are on our calendar. But read that sentence again.
And many heathen festivals were added to the Christian calendar.
Keep reading.
Easter, for instance.
So now this is discussing Easter here. Now we don't get into Christmas definitely, but it said Easter was an example of one. And Easter, now look, man, think about this. I mean, for the life of me, I still remember being in kindergarten living in California. These Gentiles would come pick us up at church, and I still remember going to their church on this big piece of yard looking for eggs. Now, what the heck do eggs got to do with Jesus, got to do with church, got to do with the Bible? I mean, any part of it. Please explain that to me. Then, on top of that, I mean, I don't know if the world is stupid, But what the heck do Easter bunnies got to do with eggs? Eggs, bunnies do not. I mean, even give me with chickens. At least 1 year, I'm gonna tell you straight up. 1 year, my daddy came home. Look, we live in California. He had a big old piece of land. He came home with some chickens to eat. He sure did. Little bitty chickens. He had a box full of little bitty chickens. I can respect that. He was at least saying to himself, I don't know what bunny got to do with it, but I know what some chickens got to do with it. I mean, we had all kinds of stuff, turtles, dogs, we had all kinds of crap in my crib. But what I'm getting at is, that stuff ain't got nothing to do with Christmas. I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with God. And then I'm still, and bunnies, they trying to tell you something. But you know what it do represent though? Like the chocolate too, though, you know, the fertility. That's because the honest fact is, Astara is where Easter comes from. Asterisk, the goddess of fertility. Oh, that makes sense. That's why we got eggs. So what we got bunnies? Because bunnies lay. Oh, you know, because they don't want to do mice. Because all of them, mice, bunnies, hamsters, all them joints lay a bunch of babies real quick. And I'm saying, Easter don't look right with Easter rats. So they give you, I'm telling you, they all do the same thing. So they give you this fluffy little bunny as a little cutie. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, it's not something that like, think about when you see squirrels, you don't even like them. You know, squirrels are buck. But bunnies, you just see them in the backyard, like, wow, look at the bunny. And he don't mind his good. They're not intimidated, but they lay a bunch of babies. And that's what this is all about for Easter. So it says, Easter, for example, go ahead.
A time of sacrifice and rebirth in the Christian year. Takes its name from the Norse goddess Easter, in whose honor rites were held every spring.
Right, so they were saying every spring they were dealing with this Easter, this was before Jesus. Keep reading.
She in turn was simply a northern version of the Phoenician earth mother Astarte, goddess of fertility.
See, look, that's what we did when we did with goddess of fertility. Remember, before we came here, it said in vain we do worship God, teaching for doctrine the commandments of men. You know what I'm saying? Notice what it's saying right now. It's saying we can absorb heathen and pagan activities into our daily life. They're rituals. Go ahead, keep reading.
Easter eggs.
The Easter eggs. Why are we talking in the history book and it's addressing things of this Easter eggs? Why is the Easter egg in the history? Because there's stuff out there. Like the information is readily available. Keep reading.
Continue an age-old tradition in which...
Read that part again. Easter eggs continue a how old tradition?
Age-old tradition.
They've been doing this. Go ahead.
In which the egg is a symbol of birth. And cakes, which were eaten to mark the festivals of Astarte and Easter, were the direct ancestors of our hot cross buns.
So, you know, some of the things they did when Easter, the hot cross buns, they said they had cakes that they would take to their God. Right. And I remember meeting a young brother about 10, 15 years ago, and he was telling me about his wife and how she be going downstairs feeding this Buddha statue. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was real about this. I'm like, man, y'all ain't got rolls? You know what I mean? Like, they in Buffalo too, so I'm like, I know y'all got rolls down there. What happens to the food? I'm like, man, I don't go down there. You treat it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, they ain't there for no more. I knew that one time. Brothers ain't gonna be hanging around when a woman eats something else in the basement that can't eat, and you ain't half eating meat. You know what I'm saying? We gonna figure out that. So let's go back to our Bible, Ezekiel chapter 33. Ezekiel chapter 33. So we went there because I wanted you to see that, look, man, they absorb pagan rites or pagan rituals into our daily customs or lives. So you have to be careful what you do. You know, and I'm going to tell you, man, they brainwash us so well. Like I bet Charlie Brown was on this week, or he ain't going to be on this week. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like it's crazy. Like, even the commercials change. You know, like, YouTube, they make commercials now. You know what I'm saying? So the kids, they watch YouTube, next thing you know, I'm like, man, I hear bells and, Santa Claus, and I'm saying they brainwashing you with this. Ezekiel chapter 33. Ezekiel, man, let me tell you something. The world took away these holidays, man. This economy is probably go bankrupt, man. It's already about Pharaoh anyway, but I mean, it probably falls if they do that. Ezekiel chapter 33, and let's pick this up at verse 30. Chapter 33 and verse 30.
Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses,
Go ahead.
and speak one to another,
So he said, your children, they talk one to another. Go ahead, keep reading.
every one to his brother,
Yeah.
saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord.
Right, so he said, everybody, now, this is back then too. This is what you gotta understand. So they saying, come to the church. Hear what comes from God. Just like we say now, come like on New Year's, y'all know what they're gonna be. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I was on New Year's until I got old enough to do something a little more fun. We had watch night service. Yeah. And then, I got to the point, I say too, I go watch night service for a minute, and me and my crew, we don't go hit the streets, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying, like, but this is on New Year's, as if this got something to do with God. I used to ask too, like, they just straight up tell me we just trying to keep God off the streets. You know, I used to like, why we have to go to church on New Year's Eve? Like, I never understood that part. I'm like, this ain't got nothing to do, with Jesus, or this ain't supposed to be religious. And they was like, well, we just trying to keep you out the streets. But really, and this ain't dealing with the God, James. And when you get to church, you still talking about what you did wrong in the past, what you gonna do better in the future, right? What you think Janice on? Right. You know what I mean? Like, man, they put it in your face, man. And we just look at it and we just keep, man, we grown. That's what we are. So he said, also thy son of man, the children of thy people are still talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses. They speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, Come, I pray to you, hear what is the word that comes from the Lord. Verse 31, go ahead.
And they come unto thee as the people come.
Right, they come like my people supposed to come, go ahead.
And they sit before thee as my people.
And they're sitting in church like they my people. But,
and they hear thy word.
Yeah.
But they will not do it.
Right.
For with their mouth they show much love.
He said with the mouth we show great love. Go ahead.
But their heart goeth after their covetousness.
But they mind is going after covenant, what you want, your desire. Hey, look, they can bring all the way up here. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 11. And this is what's going on, man. It's all about what you want. You know, like, that's the thing. You have to learn to say, it's not about what I was talking about that earlier with Sister Jones. You got two types of people. You got one type of person that only care about what they want, and you got people who care about what others want. That's it. You either one or the two. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, that's what, some people when they, when they wake up in the morning, they consider other people. Some people when they wake up in the morning, all they consider is themselves first. And that's what, when all this is about covenant, what you have to break that, what you want, and look for what is necessary for me. What do I need? What do we need? Right. Not what do I want. Yes, it seems real cool to have a gift exchange. Matter of fact, just do a gift exchange party. We ain't have no Christmas. Matter of fact, y'all can exchange gifts from Passover if you want to. Cool. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with me saying, yo, Josh, I'm going to buy you a flag. Matter of fact, I appreciate mine. I still got it. Right, I was going to say, ain't nothing wrong with that. But all I'm saying is, they doing this at Christmas time, and it's like, you trying to make this about God, and it ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just all about your covenant. That's what it's about. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, let's pick them up to verse 1. This one got me. When I first read this one, I was hooked. I was like, I'm done with it. Go ahead, read it.
Would to God he could bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me.
Yeah.
For I'm jealous over you with godly jealousy.
Right.
For I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ. But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety.
Yeah, pay that some attention. As the serpent beguiled Eve through trickery. Like I was talking to my daughter yesterday about pimps. When y'all think of pimps, immediately you think of backhand. Think of backhand slap, taking your money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a negative conversation about what a pimp is to a woman, right? Yeah, that's how people get pimped, because all pimps ain't like that. You see what I'm saying? Like some of these people actually benefit to these women, because some of these women can't. So I had to explain that to my daughter, because I don't want my daughter to get tricked by the one that ain't coming with the backhand and the one that ain't. You probably want to get that. Like, see, everybody trying to tell you the devil had pitchfork and horns and a tail. So that's what you look on when the devil came in there, you know it. So that's the whole thing. I'm trying to show you, look, this Christmas is satanic. You look for Satan to be some old Black Sabbath, crazy music and play song backwards, and all of a sudden it's how to worship Satan or something. And that's what they said when I was coming up, right? That's where I looked for the devil at. I never looked for the devil in church. They didn't tell me to look do that. So, and that's what we're trying to show you here. He said, look, what's a God you can bear with me a little of my folly, and indeed bear with me, for I'm jealous of you with godly jealousy. For I will espouse you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ. But I feel that by any means as the serpent tricked or beguiled Eve through his subtlety or trickery, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ. See, it's supposed to be real simple. Like so simple that the kids can understand. But read some more. Let's see what this says.
For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus.
So he said somebody can come preaching another Jesus. See, that's what this whole thing is. This Christmas. That's another Christ. That ain't the Jesus in the Bible. We're going to learn today. I don't know when that dude was born. Everybody didn't know he was a king. And when I say he didn't know, I mean it was a 3-year span on it. That's why he was killing all the people around. He didn't know when exactly this dude was born. Go ahead, keep reading.
Whom we have not preached. Or if ye receive another spirit.
That Christmas spirit.
Which ye have not received. Or another gospel.
That Easter gospel. I died on Friday and resurrected on Sunday, like that 3 days and 3 nights. Go ahead.
Which ye have not accepted. Ye might well bear with it.
You're going to face the judgment. Let's go to Matthew chapter 1. And when I say you're going to face the judgment, like, I'll be nice about it. Because, judgment ain't mine. I'm not going to say you're going to hell. I'm just saying you're going to face the judgment. But is that what you want? Do you want to stand before God and have to give account for your actions? You think about that. Do you want to stand before God and give account for your actions, for the way you thought? See, you think about it, for what you did. No, he up here too, though. You got to give an account for this. Look at, I would much rather just hope to do right here and let the Lord pull me on into his covenant. I ain't got time to be answering for some of the stuff that go on up here. I'm just going to be honest with you. And you can be on, you ain't got to be honest with yourself. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Because really, I'm worried about me. Honestly. Like the Lord said at the end of the day, I ain't walking anywhere with Jose. Jose got to walk for himself, I got to walk for me. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no pastor going to be holding your hand on judgment day. You remember that? Matthew chapter 1, let's pick this up in verse 18. So we're going to see, because we're talking about another Jesus, we're going to see when this real Jesus was born. Let's say he was born on December 25th. When you get there, go ahead and read it.
Now the birth of Jesus Christ was on this wise. When as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Ghost. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man, and not willing to make her of an example, was minded to put her away privily. But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife. For that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Ghost. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus. For he shall save his people from their sins.
Go ahead.
Now all this was done, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying.
Alright, so we can see why later. Let's get down to chapter 2, verse 1. Go ahead.
Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem,
So now Jesus was born in Bethlehem. And just so you know, this ain't a diary that we read. You know, like diary, like something happened today and then we're gonna go right down tonight. This stuff was written like 30, 40, even more years later than that, really. And I want you, that's the, you know, a lot of times we read the Bible, we read it like this, the diary. Like this stuff is written after they understand even, right? Go ahead, keep reading.
of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, where is he that is born King of the Jews?
They got these wise men and they come in Herod. Herod is the king of the Jews. So they said, where is this guy that's born king of the Jews? So now as a king, and you hear somebody say that, you know, these kings come up 7, 8 years old even. So he like, man, I need this eliminated. This is a problem. I need his whole family dead. This is the thought process if you're the king in this era. Alright? So now you got this somebody that's supposed to be king. And on top of all of that, here's the catch behind all that. Herod didn't even know Israelites. So now you're telling me you got a king, a black king amongst you. Oh, we gotta go. Go ahead, keep reading.
For we have seen his star in the east. And our
So the wise men said, we saw his star in the east. Because what happened is, the Lord made sure that the angels allowed certain people to recognize where this king was born at. Because, you know, we talking about king being born, we gonna honor this king that's being born. Keep reading.
and are come to worship him.
Uh-huh.
When Herod the king had heard these things,
All right, man, you gotta keep these children at bay. I know it's tough, but we gotta keep them at bay, please. Go ahead.
when Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him.
Herod was a little ticked about it. Keep reading.
And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Christ should be born.
Who did he know where? Keep going.
Right. And they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet.
They're like, man, you all you gotta do is go read our book. Yeah. And it show you where. Keep verse 7.
Then Herod, when he had privily called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared.
Uh-huh. So, you know, Herod like, so what, you know, how y'all found out about Jesus, this guy being born? When did it come? What time the star appeared? That's like when? Like what date? Where is it? Go ahead.
And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, go and search diligently for the young child.
He like, he don't even know what it's, he don't even know who it is. They gotta understand, this is the authority, this is like government. This is like America. You know what I'm saying? So it's like America saying what they get. When is the baby born? How do I find this child? But it's the same people that's going to establish the holiday. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, Herod don't know. Keep reading though.
And when he had found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also. When they had heard the king, they departed. And lo, the star, which they saw in the east, went before them till they came and stood over where the young child was. When they
And so you can understand as you read when it keeps saying the star, you know, chances are, or more than likely, it was just an angel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, even if it was an angel saying, call them stars, but it was still, you know, a guide for them. And when you read it that way, you'll see that that's what's going on. But keep reading. And lo, the star which they saw in the east, what verse? I'm sorry.
The end of verse 9.
Okay, go ahead. Went before them till they came and stood over where the young child was. Go ahead.
When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child who had married his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh.
Question yourself. Didn't they say it was 3 wise men? And Have you ever seen the number 3 here anywhere? The reason why they say 3 wise men is because of what was brought. It was 3 gifts brought. But it said wise men. Just another mental note to the story that's told into what is the reality. Keep reading.
And being warned of God in a dream,
Notice now. So these wise men was told from God in a dream to do what?
that they should not return to Herod. They departed into their own country another way.
Yeah. So basically, the government never knew. Yet and still, the government decided to pick a date for Christmas. But we're going to figure that one out. Saying that it was the birth of Jesus Christ. We're going to figure that out. Keep reading though.
And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night, and departed into Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of by the Lord.
So Jesus was born. And how old was he when he was in Egypt? I don't know what it says. We don't know. It don't ever say. And when you say days, what we do know is he had to be older than 8 days old because that's what his circumcision was. And we see that somewhere else, I think in the book of Luke. But it never really say, was he 1 year old, 2 years old? It don't ever say. So the point I'm getting at is, they don't have no clue when nothing happened. They just know some events took place. So it said in verse 13, when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt. And be thou there until I bring thee word, for Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night, and departed into Egypt. There until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Out of Egypt have I called my son. Because in the Old Testament it said that he called his son out of Egypt. So that's why. Because he ran down into Egypt to hide from Herod. Keep reading, verse 16.
Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and set forth, and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under.
Why is he killing kids from 2 years old? Because he don't know how old to kill. He's just like, well, sure, I'm going to figure it out one way or another. We're just going to kill them all. Kill them, we're going to kill this whole gap or group of people so I can figure out how to kill this king of the Jews. Go ahead.
According to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men.
See, he said, according to the meaning, it was about a 2 year span of him communicating with them, trying to figure this out. So it wasn't like just, one night, all of a sudden, the wise men got slick, like, we ain't gonna tell them. Like, they wise men. Through the process of time. See, we read the Bible sometimes, and we act like the event is just, you know what I'm saying, where it's real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think, the wise men went from Herod crib one day from the palace to Bethlehem. That was just a 1 day journey or something. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it sounds when you read it. This stuff, this is like we look at the Garden of Eden. Like, a lot of times we be looking at the Garden of Eden, like, one day the serpent came up on Eve. Like, it was just one particular, man, we don't know. This could have been, man, she could have, what you think? He was priming her up, prepping her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew you couldn't get, I was grooming. That's the word that they used. Satan was grooming Eve. That's what was like, we read this stuff, and it's like it's not a reality. But when you think of what a reality is, how things take place, it takes a little time. So it took 2 years. 2 years he was trying to figure out, so eventually he just killed them all. Go ahead. Good work.
17. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, In Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping and great mourning. Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted because they are not.
All right, so because of what Matthew, and when you read Matthew more times than not, it's going to refer back to the Old Testament because Matthew was writing the Hebrew. Like Luke wasn't necessarily writing to the Hebrew. Everybody had a purpose when they was writing. So when Matthew was saying, well, this happened, so this is the fulfilled. So he writing to cover certain things in his writing so that he can show you what was said in the Old Testament. So in the Old Testament, it said that they was going Raquel was going to be weeping for her children based off the fact that a whole bunch of Israelite babies was going to die. You know what I'm saying? So he like when it said this is why that was written. You know, so I'm just trying to show you how the Bible was written the way it was. So now let's go, we're going to look at some more historical information. And we are going to go to a encyclopedia, but it's really just a piece of paper. Y'all should have a copy, and if you don't, we're going to read it, and I apologize. We do have some a printer over there. We print up some more if we need to. But I also have quite a bit of historical information that you can take a look at today. I'll leave it sitting up here for a while. Just a whole bunch of different information you'll be surprised to find. But we're going to look at the Illustrated Encyclopedia of Mythology, Religion, and the Unknown. Volume 3, and it's copyright of 1995, and this is Christmas that we're going to look at. So I don't know if you have that. It looks like this. They got some people marching or whatever. Yeah. So I'll start reading. You don't have it either, huh? Sorry. I don't have to get a reading one. That's all good. He got me. Christmas, that's what we're going to read. Christmas has its origin in two ancient pagan festivals. The Great Yule Feast of the Norsemen. So the Norsemen is like you're in the Viking era. Alright? And the Roman Saturnalia. Now, let me explain something about the Roman Saturnalia. The Romans if you look at the Romans and the Greeks, they pretty much share gods. So, you know, when I say they pretty much share gods, like for example, Zeus and Apollos and all those guys, those are the Greek gods, but they translate to be like Jupiter and Saturn and Mercury, which are Roman gods. Alright, so those would be the really identical gods. When Rome came on the scene, Rome didn't come on the scene bringing Rome. You see, like everything had already been established at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like look, even to this day, we got Greek fraternities. You know what I'm saying? Like we have Romo-Grecan buildings or Romo-Grecan sports. You know what I'm saying? Because really Greek was the culture that Rome adopted. If you remember last week when we were talking about Babylon, it said that Greek stood up as the four. Y'all remember we talked about that last week? And then out of the four, one form came and like basically outruled the others. So what I'm trying to get at is Rome is a powerful extension of Greek or of the Greeks. Okay? Really it's the same people, but it's just it's kind of like saying Pittsburgh versus Philly. Y'all Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? Well, at one point, you know, one group of people ruled, and now another group of people were ruling, but it's all pretty much the same region. Alright, just a way of looking at it. Christmas has its origin in two ancient pagan festivals. The Great Yule Feast of the Norsemen and the Roman Saturnalia. Extending from an event which began on November 30th, or the Sunday nearest to its Candles Day, the 2nd of February. So, just looking at that, there is no coincidence that Thanksgiving is at the end of November. And that's really, when you look in the history books and you begin to investigate, that's really, see, we be thinking Christmas as a day. Christmas is a season, right? You know what I'm saying? And it starts somewhere. They are about to celebrate. The actual Christmas day is the celebration of the awakening or the resurrection of the sun god, the S-U-N. If you haven't been paying attention over the last couple of weeks or over the last couple of months, these days is getting short. Guess what? That stops today. Now we're going to start back going the other way. These people used to worship the sun god. See, we ain't got street lights, lamp posts, none of that. So the light was important. It was very important. So now if your light is leaving every day, that's a scary thing when you deal with multiple guys. You thinking that the sun guys are like you. So now what's going to take place is December 21st, December 22nd is the shortest day. Guess what happens after that? Days going to start back extending. Once we realize that, let's celebrate that. That's Christmas Day. That's what it is. That's why it's not on December 21st. It's a couple of days later after the day started. You're gonna see it, oh, wait a minute, next week, it's gonna be, especially those that really be clocking the sunset, you're like, oh, it's going that other way. Alright, so it says, that's our faith. Christmas has its origin in two ancient pagan festivals, the Great Yule Feast of the Northmen and the Roman Saturnalia, extending from the Advent, which begins on the 30th of November or the Sunday nearest to it, to Candlemas on the 2nd of February. So technically they say that this Christmas time was basically a span from about that covered basically December and January. That's pretty much, so, and notice what we do. You know what I'm saying? After Christmas, it's pretty much, now you get that New Year's season, and guess what? We be Happy New Year's, it be January, sometimes it be February 1st still. People still be like Happy New Year. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's like that. That's how it was like New Year's Day. Then he said, it was close enough to the winter solstice to acquire many of the associations of the Norse ceremony. The Yule log, evergreen decorations and houses. You know, some people's houses, they got leaf wreaths and, evergreen. See, the importance of the evergreen is he'll never die. Evergreen, therefore the name. So even in the wintertime, it still exists. So this is like, when you dealing with witchcraft and things of that nature, this would be like a counter to what the problem is. The problem is everything is dying and the sun is going away. Here I got this evergreen tree. You see what I'm saying? As long as the evergreen tree don't die, then we're going to be all right. All right? There's Norse ceremony, the Yule log, evergreen decoration, the house and churches. Even the Christmas feast itself. These elements were combined with the Saturnalia of the Romans to provide the basis for the early Christmas festival. During the Saturnalia, gifts were made by the wealthy to the poor in honor of the golden age of liberty, when Saturn ruled the known world. Slaves were allowed to change places and clothes with their master. They even elected their own mock king, who for the period of the festival ruled as a depot. So basically what we're getting at, say that? That's fine. So basically what we're getting at is the spirit in the air, where we go do right by the poor. This is what's going on. Then he said the Saturnalia involved the wildest debauchery and was a festival worthy of Pan himself. Y'all remember what says of Pan? Y'all remember we're talking about pansexual? That's the Pan we're talking about. All right. So this is what they saying during this time period. It was, time to, eat, drink, and be merry. That's why we got so many July August days. August, September days. I'm August days. Naturally, naturally, it came under heavy censure from the earliest churches, despite the fact that Jesus Christ and the saints gradually replaced the pagan deities. It was considered completely out of character with the Christian idea. So what they're saying is, what Christmas is completely out of character from the Christmas idea. They got nothing to do with Christmas. That's what they're trying to tell you. Then it says, the saints gradually replaced the pagan deities. But no, it actually came under heavy censure from the early church, talking about Christmas did. And despite the fact that Jesus Christ and the saints gradually replaced the pagan deities. So notice what it's also telling you, like we read before, it's saying that they gradually replaced the pagan stuff. What you think they replaced it with? With Jesus. It was long considered completely out of character with the Christian idea. However, the festival was far too strongly entrenched in the popular favor to be abolished. So what they're saying is, too many people were doing this. It's just like right now trying to pull Christmas out of America. Serious, right? Okay, we got to celebrate Christmas. Then people will still do it, right? There's no way you can pull it out. It's not like Martin Luther King's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King birthday, we say we ain't doing it no more, and everybody got to go to work, and trust me, 2 years later, it's gonna be, you're gonna forget about it. Now, you're gonna forget about the fact that you had that day off. Christmas ain't gonna what? I mean, people like, hey, we look forward to it. We do, because we know we ain't got no school, we ain't got no work. You know what I'm saying? You know, that many of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we even know how people conduct themselves, because it's engraved in our society.
Right.
So they say it was so enriched in the society, they couldn't abolish it. They wanted to, but they said there was nothing they could do about it. So like we saw before, they absorbed it. The church finally, where we at? Oh, and the church finally granted the necessary recognition, believing that if Christmas cannot be suppressed, it should be preserved in honor of the Christmas God. Once given a Christian basis, the festival became fully established in Europe, with many of its pagan elements undisturbed. This is how it came about. It was only in the 4th century that the 25th of December was officially decreed to be the birthday of Christ. So I'm saying they can understand so the 4th century, only in the 300 time period. 300 years after Jesus was born, died, and resurrected, and went up to heaven. 300 years later, then they're going to say, oh, he was born on December 25th. Yeah, that's just like 300 years from now, they're going to tell you when I was born. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you going to do that? Then you say, it was only in the 4th century that December 25th was officially decreed to be the birthday of Christ. And it was another 500 years before the term midwinter feast was abandoned in favor of the word Christmas. So I want y'all children to comprehend what we just read. Because when y'all go to school, what do they call the Christmas feast? They don't call it the Christmas feast no more. They call it the Winter Festival. And I don't know if you pay that any attention, but what they saying is that was the original name. You know what I'm saying? It was called the Midwinter Feast, was abandoned in favor of the word Christmas. Alright, so we're going to go to our next source of information. And this is out of the World Book Encyclopedia, Volume 3. It should look like this. Christmas on the page 528 is at the top. That's what page it's going to be. Page 528. This came out of 2010 World Book Encyclopedia. And we're going to look at Christmas. That's what we're looking at. Christmas. Hey, you just. We do got a copy machine, but it is a lot. And and we got to realize when we running around here, we only got one printer now, as opposed to have 2 or 3 like that before. When we running around here, like we printed up lessons for art to take to New York with them too. So I get here to print the lesson because they got a copy machine over there, but there's a lot of stuff to print for everybody. So I do apologize, but whatever you don't get your hands on, the printer is ours. You know what I'm saying? Like it's mine as well as yours. So feel free to go over there and do not tear up the printer. If you don't know how to do it, ask God. God can take it. Christmas, page 528. Christmas is a Christian holiday that celebrates the birth of Jesus. This is just an encyclopedia. So when you just like kind of going, if you say, hey Google, what's Christmas? This is how it's going to play out. Christmas is a Christian holiday that celebrates the birth of Jesus Christ. No one knows the exact date of Christ's birth. But most Christians observe Christmas on December 25th. On this day, many go to church, where they take part in special religious services. During the Christmas season, they also exchange gifts and decorate their homes with holly, mistletoe, and Christmas trees. The word Christmas comes from Christus, Masse, an early English phrase that meant Mass of Christ. The story of Christmas comes chiefly from the Gospel of St. Luke, Matthew, and the New Testament. According to Luke, an angel appeared to shepherds outside the town of Bethlehem and told them of Jesus' birth. Matthew tells how the wise men, called Magi, followed a bright star that led them to Jesus. The first mention of December 25th as the birthday of Jesus Christ occurred in AD 336. In the earlier Roman calendar, the celebration of this day as Jesus' birthday was probably influenced by pagan, Christian festivals held at that time. The ancient Romans held year-end celebrations to honor Saturn, their harvest god, and Mithras, the god of lights. Various people in Northern Europe held festivals in mid-December to celebrate the end of the harvest season. As part of this celebration, the people prepared special foods, decorated their homes with greenery, and joined in singing, gift giving. These customs gradually became part of the Christmas celebration. So what I'm trying to tell you is everything we do with Christmas started somewhere, and it had nothing to do with Jesus. And it's showing in the Bible. So we got a little more. We're going to go to one here from the Merriam Webster Encyclopedia. That's this right here. Y'all don't have that, I'm sorry. Merriam Webster Encyclopedia of World Religion. That's this book. You feel free to look at it. So we got like all the world, like encyclopedia of all the world religions in it. And y'all know they can give stuff away. You probably Google this to find probably less than 10 bucks. We're going to go look up page 236 here. Page 236. And it should be Christmas. So we're going to look up there. Yeah, Christmas. So this is coming out of Merriam Webster's Encyclopedia of World Religion. It says Christmas. Old English, Christmas might say literally Christ's Mass. So that's what Christmas is. Christian festival is celebrated on December 25th, commemorating the birth of Jesus Christ. It is also a popular secular holiday. According to the Roman Almanac, Christmas was celebrated in Rome by 336 Christian era CE in the eastern part of Rome and the Roman Empire. However, a festival on January 6th commemorated both the birth and baptism of Jesus, except in Jerusalem, where only the birth was celebrated. During the 4th century, the celebration of Christ's birth on December 25th was gradually adopted by most Eastern churches in the Aramaic church. A Christmas on December 25th was never accepted. Christ's birth is celebrated on January 6th. After Christmas was established in the East, the baptism of Jesus was celebrated on Epiphany. I don't know if you ever looked at the calendar, but that's actually on the calendar, Epiphany. January 6th. In the West, however, Epiphany was the day on which the visit of the Magi to the infant Jesus was celebrated. The reason why Christmas came to be celebrated on December 25th remains uncertain. But most, probably early Christians, wished the date to coincide with the Roman festival marking the birthday of the unconquered sun, the winter solstice, when the days of the end begin to leave. The traditional customs connected with Christmas have developed from several sources. In the Roman world, the Saturnalia, December 17th, was a time of merrymaking and exchange of gifts. December 25th was also regarded as the birth date of the Iranian god Mithras. On the Roman New Year, January 1st, houses were decorated with greenery and lights, and gifts were given to children and the poor. To those observers were added to the Germans and Celtic Yule rites. When the Teutonic tribes penetrated into Gaul, Britain, and Central Europe, food and good fellowship, the Yule log, Yule cakes, greenery, first tree, gift greeting, all commemorating different aspects of this festive season. Fires and lights have always been associated with the winter festival, both pagan and Christian. Since the Middle Ages, evergreens have been associated with Christmas. Christmas is traditionally regarded as the festival of the family and children under the name whose patron, Saint Nick, or Santa Claus, presented at our exchange in many countries. So basically, what I just said in here, based off of the world religion, Christmas is a combination of a whole bunch of people stuff. But we're all dealing with the same thing, and all dealing with the same time period. So Jeremiah chapter 10, that's our Bible. That's our Bible. Jeremiah chapter 10. Jeremiah chapter 10. And there's more information up here. We got mistletoe information up here, Yule log, all that stuff is up here if you want to take a look attic. Yeah, mistletoe sitting up here, and oh, I guess I could have gave y'all this. Yeah. No, y'all probably already have it. This is where that was at. I don't know. For those that asked, okay, yeah. So, yeah, that's where that's at. We got mistletoe up here, more stuff on Christmas, winter solstice and the song. Y'all can read that one. Yeah, look at this one real quick. So it says 386 on that page. And you know, I don't want to read all of this, because we'll be here all day reading this stuff. But winter solstice song. You know, the Christmas song. In Europe's celebration of the winter solstice, the longest night of the year, is a heritage that goes back to prehistoric times. The classical Greek and Latin authors, as well as the fathers of the church, attest to the fact that the festivities centered around winter solstice and nativity, perpetrated traditions still more ancient that were deeply rooted in folk and practice. Despite regional differences in the evolution of these feasts and in their cultural significance, they are an included element of sun worship, reveals, masquerades, and divination. We were talking about that masquerade jungle. That jungle back. Since the winter solstice was considered to be a time of great importance, the fertility of the fields and reproduction of the cattle, the health of the people, and the conclusion of marriages in the coming year were all being dependent on the observance of the solstice rituals. So they said, if you didn't deal with this stuff, any of those things could be affected in that oncoming year. The celebration of the winter solstice also included the singing of special songs. Unfortunately, we know very little about the songs. Yeah, right, yeah, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that's one of them. Performed during the cycle of the Roman imperial feast, the Saturnalia, the Dies Naximus, the birth of the Iranian god Mithra, and the Chaldean Irenia, which occasioned the exchange of congratulations and the start of the new administrative year. Y'all caught that last sentence I just read to you? That's where your Happy New Year come from. It says, I'm going to read that again, the birth of the Iranian god Mithra and the Chaldean Irenia, which occasioned the exchange of congratulations and the start of a new administrative year. That's Happy New Year. That's why I don't like to have Sabbath. Yeah, oh, happy Sabbath. I'm like, man, what I get that from? So I changed my word to bless Sabbath. I mean, I ain't saying people do say happy Sabbath is wrong. I'm just saying that when I saw that, it offended me a little bit. That we just took it and ran with it, like, you know, like we, oh yeah, we gonna take some of these and add it, that's the same thing. Anyway, that's good, let's get back to the book. But there's more information up here if you want to look at it, if you didn't get a copy of it. Jeremiah chapter 10, so let's pick it up at verse 1. Jeremiah 10 and 1. When you get there, go ahead.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heaven are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hand of the workman with the axe.
So just pay attention to a couple of things here. It says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. Like, don't let that bother your mind. Like the fact that the sun and the lamp and all that, look, that's science. It's going to happen every year, same way. You okay. Don't be thinking you got to pray your God back. Right. Then he said, for the custom of the people, if you go with that vanity, they vain. What they going to do all that?
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest,
yeah,
the work of the hands of the workman.
Evergreen tree, you read.
With the axe.
Mm-hmm.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
It's the custom of the heathens here. They say they deck it with silver and gold. But nowadays we use more colors like green, like blue and red, but silver and gold is the initial startup colors for these Christmas trees. That's what we're reading about. Go ahead.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
Yeah, they got to put it in the ground to make sure it don't, you know, they got to put a baseball around so that it don't move. We're talking about the Christmas tree. Go ahead.
They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not.
Yeah.
They must needs be born,
Yeah, you got to put it there. You got to do this. Go ahead.
because they cannot go. And be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil.
Right, so you need to understand, you ain't got to worry about it. I mean, you at the mall or something, or you at your job, and they put up a Christmas tree, you ain't got to worry about that Christmas. You know, it ain't gonna hurt you, you know, like you ain't got to quit your job because they done put up a Christmas tree right next to your desk. You can protest all of it, you know what I'm saying? You know, it ain't gonna hurt you, okay? Keep reading.
Neither also is it in them to do good.
Right.
For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might.
Uh-huh.
Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? For to thee doth it appear appertain, for as much as among all the wise men of the nation, and in all their kingdom, there is none like unto thee.
Keep reading.
But they are altogether brutish
But they all together stupid. Go ahead.
and foolish.
Foolish. Go ahead.
The stock is the doctrine of vanity.
You say, man, that stuff is a doctrine of that, it may take you to nothing. Keep reading.
Silver spread into plates is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Ubai. The work of the workman, and the hands of the founder. Blue and purple is their clothing. They are all the work of cunning men.
Go ahead.
But the Lord is the true God. He is the living God,
Mm-hmm.
and an everlasting King. At his wrath the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation.
Go ahead.
Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth, and from under these heavens. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion.
That's good. So when you get that right there, like, look, he make the rules, man. Don't bother. He telling you that stuff wrong that it is. It ain't for you to try to say, well, it's for the kids and all that kind of, like, no, he make the rules. They don't tell what's for the kids. They was sitting 8 years over the whole life. People do all that weird stuff with their kids. Let's go on over here to Isaiah chapter 44 now. Isaiah chapter 44. Isaiah chapter 44. We're going to pick this up at verse 6. Isaiah 44 and verse 6. And when you get there, read that verse and skip down to verse 9.
Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. I am the first, and I am the last, and beside me there is no God.
Let's get down to verse 9.
They that make a graven image are all of them vanity, and their delectable things shall not prosper.
Man, that's what we have. Like, you know, you be thinking of graven images like it's just a Christmas tree. Man, it be the whole ambiance. Like, I'm walking around, when I go home, I ride down the street, I see all types of bread. I see the nativity scene. You know what I'm saying? People, man, you know, when I was a kid, my granddad used to go all out, man. He had a, and it's the only time I ever see my granddad get up on the roof. He get up on the roof, man. They got Santa Claus with the reindeer. We had the nativity scene in the front yard. And if it wasn't no snow, he would go manufacture snow. I mean, he went all out with his joint. Hey, man, that's what I'm saying, boy. But it's all good, though, because we learned better. Yeah, something else. Go ahead, keep reading, though.
And they are their own witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
They see not, nor know, that they may be ashamed. Who have formed a God, or molten a graven image, that is profitable for nothing?
Verse 11.
Behold, all his fellows shall be ashamed, and the workmen, they are of men. Let them all be gathered together. Let them stand up, if they shall fear, and they shall be ashamed together. The smith with the tongs both worketh in the coal, and fashioneth it with hammers, and worketh it with the strength of his
What are
arm.
you talking about back there? He just gonna eat into that juice. Alright. Hurry up, finish your juice, man. Go ahead, keep reading.
Yeah, he is hungry, and his strength faileth.
Yeah, he is. Where we at, bro? Oh, we're middle 12.
He drinketh no water. And his faith.
Verse 13.
The carpenter stretcheth out his rule. He marketh it out with the line. He fitteth it with planes. And he marketh it out with the compass.
So what we're talking about is how they making these all these images and stuff. And it ain't just about Christmas, but whatever the case it is, that they idols. That's all it is. And he's explaining like they building this stuff. Go ahead, keep reading.
And maketh it after the figure of a man, according to the beauty of a man, that it may remain in the house.
Go ahead.
He heweth him down cedar, and taketh the cypress and the oak, which he strengtheneth for himself among the trees of the forest.
Go ahead.
He planteth an ash, and the rain doth nourish it.
Right. So we talk like when you think about this Christmas tree that put so much into, he's just trying to tell you like this evergreen tree that we talking about. Like man, it's just a tree. That's what it's hitting at. Keep going.
Then shall it be for a man to burn.
Right. Like when all said and done, like man, they gonna do all of this to put up a Christmas tree. I mean, hey, we couldn't get a parking lot. We was looking at a building, man. We couldn't get a parking lot. Let me tell you what they do with this parking lot right now. If you're out there right now, I guess what's over there? It's a Christmas tree. You know what I'm talking about? That's just, so we can't get a parking lot. Because y'all, ain't nothing else on that parking lot for like a whole year. This is how important this is to them. That, you know, and he said, but when it's all said, it's like after Christmas though. When you done, you just throw that in the fire. That's all good for him. And it never exists again. That's what you do. Go ahead, keep reading.
For he will take thereof, and warm himself. Yeah, he kindleth it, and baketh bread. Yeah, he maketh a god, and worshipeth it. He maketh it a graven image, and falleth down thereto.
Go ahead.
He burneth part thereof in the fire. With part thereof he eateth flesh. He roasteth roast,
Yeah.
and is satisfied. Yeah, he warmeth himself, and saith, Aha, I am warm. I have seen the fire.
But look, this is what your God, this is what your God is good for. When it's all said and done, you chop it up, you use it to make fire and to cook bread. That's all it's good for when it's all said and done. Verse 17.
And the residue thereof he maketh a god.
This is why I be clowning on people who deal with Christmas stuff. I'm like, man, you running up your light bill for what? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's outside. You decorated the outside for whom? You know what I'm saying? Because you in the house sleep, you can't see it. Like, I mean, it's crazy, but yet, this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? This is why I be getting on people when I see, you know, family members or whoever, you know what I'm saying? Or when people be asking me about it, I'm like, man, I ain't got time to waste my money on Christmas. My kids don't miss it. Go ahead, what verse are we at?
17. And the residue thereof he maketh a god. Even his graven image, he falleth down unto it, and worshipeth it, and prayeth unto it, and saith, Deliver me, for thou art my God.
See, a lot of us don't think, because you ain't never did this, but you gotta remember this is about poor. Some of these little kids, man, they write like Santa Claus, they praying, and let me tell you, it ain't just for a toy. You know, sometimes it's for their dad to come home. You know what I'm saying? Like you invest in all this into something that ain't real. You know what I mean? Like, see, like I said, later in your world, at Christmas time, you didn't. I don't know. I remember Christmas when I was like, I hope my dad come home this Christmas. I sure do remember saying that. You know what I'm saying? And we praying to the God, and you think you praying to God, but really, I mean, you know, Santa Claus, please bring dad home. You know, you go to the mall and you sit on my man's lap. What's wrong with us, man? I am not to let none of my kids sit on the straight, man. What is wrong with the Santa Claus stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, with the Santa Claus. Keep reading though.
They have not known, nor understood, for he hath shut their eyes, that they cannot see, and their hearts, that they cannot understand.
Go ahead.
And none considereth in his heart, neither is there knowledge nor understanding to say. I have burned part of it in the fire.
Right.
Yeah. Also, I have baked
Like I
bread.
said, ain't nobody thinking about what you doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you doing this stuff and you ain't thinking about it. Like you just sat there and put all this effort to decorate the street. For what? You paying for the bill. You know what I'm saying? Like you doing all this for what? It does nothing for you. And that's what he's saying here. Go ahead. Yeah, I know, right?
Also, I have baked bread upon the coals thereof. I have roasted flesh and eaten it. And shall I make the residue thereof an abomination? Shall I fall down to the stock of a tree?
Right, like you done did all of this. You done created all this to make your abomination so you can bow down. Like look how dumb that is. This is what he's trying to tell you. Go ahead.
He feedeth on ashes, a deceived heart, and turned him aside.
Go ahead.
And he cannot deliver his soul, nor say, is there not a lie in my right hand?
That's crazy. Like he said, like, you so dumb, you ain't, that's us though. Like, he feedeth on ashes, a deceived heart, have turned him aside. That he cannot deliver his soul, nor say, is there not a lie in my right hand? Like, that's what you got, a lie. That's what I mean, you parents, you lying to yo, I remember the year we ain't had no chimney. I'm like, man, I was sweating bullets. I was like, wow, bitch, I tell myself. I mean, I was going nuts. You know, and my mom called me phone. Don't do it. And I believed it. Finally, it was, oh, well, you know, when you ain't got no chimney, so I'm not getting front up. You know, so here go my dumb butt. I'm looking out the window the whole night. I mean, I'm like, man, like, do you see the reality that you don't put on your children with your lives? Like, I'm literally upset. Ain't nobody coming to the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, man, I'm looking for Rudolph. I'm looking for Light. I'm just saying, look how stupid what we have is. A straight up mystery fairy tale. And I wasn't the only kid that I know. And I won't be nothing to you with me. That's what I'm saying. Like, man, I was looking at the top of my phone, Christmas gifts. That's when I knew. Right, you didn't even want to tell me. I had to find them myself. You thought you locked them downstairs. Yeah, I found them all. I know you watched. Let's go on over here to Ezekiel chapter 8. It's alright though, because this has been going on years on top of years though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they lied to you. They lied to your mama, they lied to her mama. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't something that somebody just thought about doing though. This has been going on for centuries, on top of centuries. Ezekiel chapter 8. And let's pick this up in verse 1 and we're gonna jump through this one a little bit. We're gonna look at the abominations that we do. Ezekiel chapter 8, let's pick it up in verse 1. When you get there, go ahead.
And it came to pass in the 6th year, in the 6th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I sat in mine house, and the elders of Judah sat before me, that the hand of the Lord God fell there upon me. Then I beheld, and lo, a likeness as the appearance of fire, from the appearance of his loins even downward, fire, and from his loins even upward, as the appearance of brightness, as the color of amber.
So Ezekiel see an angel. That's what you see right now. Go ahead.
And he put forth the form of an hand, and took me by the lock of mine head, and the Spirit lifted me up between the earth and the heaven.
Go ahead.
And brought me in the visions of God to Jerusalem, to the door of the inner gate that looketh toward the north, where was the seat of the image of jealousy, which provoketh to jealousy. And behold, the glory of God of Israel was there, according to the vision that I saw in the plain.
So he looked at the seat of jealousy and he was like, man, God was there. I see this plan. Keep going. Because he's going to start discussing what he's pissed about, what he's jealous about. Because remember we read earlier that he's like, he said, I'll spark you to a chaste virgin in Christ. You know, he discussed a godly jealousy. Keep reading. Go ahead, verse 5.
Then said he unto me, Son of man, lift up thine eyes now the way toward the north. So I lifted up mine eye the way toward the north. And behold, nor put at the gate of the altar this image of jealousy in the entry.
Uh-huh.
And he said furthermore unto me, Son of man, seest thou what they do? Even the great abominations that the house of Israel committeth here, that I should go far off from my sanctuary? But turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations.
So he like, I'm showing you the abominations that the children of Israel do. And he like, so he showed him the first one. He was like, they done made, he said the first one, so Son of man, seest thou what they do? Even the abominations the house of Israel do, they commit here. But he had an image of jealousy in the entryway. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, that's, they got this imitator set up. He's like, but I'm about to show you some more abominations that we do. This is what the Lord is calling this stuff, abominations. Now we ain't gonna look at verse 7 through 12, you can look at that on your own. Let's jump over to 13. Because at the end of 12 he said, the Lord hath seen us now, the Lord hath forsaken us. Okay, pick it up at verse 13.
He said also unto me, Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do.
So he was showing them abomination on top of abomination. So he said, well, I'm going to show you even greater abomination. So what we getting at and what we're about to learn is the stuff that we do. See, we be trying to act like it's harmless so it ain't no big deal. No, he's calling this an abomination.
Right.
This is a big deal. And when you start seeing the so it is not that Christmas ain't a big deal, let them have it. No, Christmas is an abomination.
That's right.
Sunday worship is an abomination.
Facts.
Like the cross at the altar call, with the altar call, they had a cross up. That's an abomination, man.
That's right.
When you walk up in the church and they got all these pictures with these with halos and all the light stuff that's on these people's head, that stuff is an abomination. These things represent other gods. God said, I'm a jealous God. Like this stuff, he don't like. So it's not like, oh, this is so harmless, it's okay. Like, no, this stuff is wicked to God.
Yeah.
Now, again, you can establish your own righteousness and lessen the value of how God sees if you choose. I'm just showing you what the book says. Ain't not my word, it was here before I was born. Verse 13, start there.
He said also unto me, Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do.
Uh-huh.
Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north. And behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz.
So he said, now look, what we didn't look at today, because we couldn't do this all day,
Yes, sir.
is that other Jesus, that baby Jesus, that's Tammuz.
That's right.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
So when you start dealing with Easter, you start dealing with Christmas, that take you back, because y'all remember, Babylon started with Nimrod and us.
That's right.
That takes you all the way back there. Okay? So that's where that Tammuz is. But go ahead, keep reading. Yep, Semiramis, all that. That's where that go back to. With verse 15.
Then said he unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man?
So then he said, hey, you want to see this one? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he going through the abomination, he's like, you seen this one though? Man, that's what he's like. Like, when you say, oh, son of man, it's like, you got an angel talking to a man. He's like, let me show you another one, son of man. Go ahead.
Turn thee yet again,
Uh-huh.
and I shall see greater abomination than these.
So out of all the abominations that he's showing, look at the worst one he's showing. I'm going to show you an even greater abomination than this. What's this abomination, bro?
And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house.
Mm-hmm.
And behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, with their backs toward the temple of the Lord, and their faces toward the east. And they worshiped the sun toward the east.
Right, the worship of the sun. That's Sunday worship. That's Christmas. He's like, well, both of them are the worship of the sun. He said this was a greater abomination. So, don't let the fact that this stuff has been so fabricated into our society that we accept it, don't let that make you feel like this ain't an abomination what they're about to do. You know what I'm saying? Or because you grew up on it, so the rituals don't seem that bad to you. So therefore, it ain't no big deal. No, this stuff evil. Like the Lord is looking at it like it's evil.
Right.
We're not asking you how you looking at it, and how you feel about what your aunties and them is doing,
Right.
or if it's about the kids. We're not asking you that. The Bible is saying this is an abomination, a greater abomination to him. That's right. I'm just showing you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you're going to be faced with. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be faced with the judgment called, should I say something? You know what I'm saying? That's what you're going to be faced with. And I'm just showing you this stuff is great abominations to God. Let's look at 1 Kings chapter 12. We good here. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 12. We're going to try to wrap this up. But 1 Kings chapter 12, we're going to look at something that happened here. How God looked at this. 1 Kings chapter 12. Oh, man. You got that, you're like, oh, I see what we at. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, like, man, this ain't nothing new. We've been coming up with our own thing, but the Lord ain't with it, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't on you to do. Like, again, we started this class in Romans chapter 10. It says we went out and established our own righteousness and have not submitted ourselves into the righteousness of God. That means we make our own way of what is right. And we won't do what God says is right. But since God be the judge, then when it's all said and done, it's going to be him that's telling you, but you was wrong. And you can go on over there to the other side. Like I said, I don't want to deal with that. 1 Kings chapter 12, let's pick this up at verse 15. That's what we do this for. We do this because when it's all said and done, we don't want to go to hell. I'm not trying to be there. I don't want to even try to figure out how to make the adjustment. This is enough hell right here. I've been going through and I've been in enough hell. I don't need to go into a fire anymore. 1 Kings chapter 12, and let's pick it up at verse what? 15? Go ahead.
Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord, that he might perform his saying, which the Lord spake by Ahiah, the Shilomite, unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat.
Go ahead.
So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David?
All right, so what's going on is Rehoboam is king in Judah now. We back here in the days with kings of Israel. Rehoboam, king of Judah, Jeroboam, king of Israel. This is where they split. I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. All right, so this is where they split up right here. Now, so they asked, Rehoboam, or they asked Jeroboam how he was going, Rehoboam how he was going to rule. And he going to rule like a butthead. You know what I'm saying? He going to be hard about it and tough on everybody. So they on the other side like, man, we don't want to have nothing to do with that. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? So when they saying that, the people of the north saying, this is where the split begins between the northern and the southern tribes. Okay? Go ahead. What verse? Middle of 16? Go ahead.
Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tent, O Israel, now see to thine own house, David. So Israel departed unto their own.
Right, so he said, David, y'all deal with y'all own stuff, because that's what Judah is. They the sons of Jesse. That's who their king is. David is the son of Jesse. So he's saying, y'all deal with y'all stuff, and we'll deal with us up north. Go ahead.
But as for the children of Israel, which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them.
Right, so it's like whatever one was there, Rehoboam reigned over. Go ahead.
Then King Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones, and he died. Therefore King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot, to flee to Jerusalem. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. And it came to pass, when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again, that they sent and called him unto the congregation, and made him king over all Israel. There was none that followed the house of David, but the tribe of Judah only.
Go ahead.
And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah, with the tribe of Benjamin, and 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors, to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. But the word of God came unto Shemaiah, the man of God, saying, speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and to the remnant of the people, saying, Thus saith the Lord, ye shall not go up, nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel.
Keep going.
Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. They hearkened therefore to the word of the Lord, and returned to depart according to the word of the Lord.
So basically what happened so far, what we just read, is this is how Israel split up. So you got Israel in the north, Judah in the south. Rehoboam is ruling over Judah, and Jeroboam is ruling over Israel. These all the same people, but we just split up. Okay, go ahead, keep reading.
25.
Mm-hmm.
Then Jeroboam
So Jeroboam over the north. Go ahead.
built Shechem and Mount Ephraim, and dwelt therein, and went out from thence, and built Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his heart.
So this is how Jeroboam started to think. Go ahead. Remember, the heart is deceitful, desperately wicked. That's right. Go ahead.
Now shall the kingdom return to the house of David.
So what he's thinking about is, because it was one whole kingdom. So he was like, well, the people gonna go back down there to be with David. Go ahead.
If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their Lord, even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah, and they shall kill me, and go again to Rehoboam, king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel, and made 2 calves of gold.
So what he did was he was like, all right, well, I don't want them to go down there and deal with Rehoboam and the guy that Rehoboam got down there. So he made them 2 calves of gold. Basically, he started making his own religion. That's what we're about to see here. Keep going.
And said unto them, It is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold, thy gods, O Israel.
So look what he's saying. He's like, no, y'all ain't got to go to Jerusalem. That's the problem. Here are your gods. All right, keep reading.
Which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Liar. Go ahead.
And he set the one in Bethel, and the other he put he in Dan. And this thing became a sin.
See, look what when you doing this, when you lying and this is the birth of Jesus. This is like it don't really matter. Like this dude in his mind felt like, man, if I don't do this, I might die. It don't really matter why your reasoning is behind it. He said it's a sin. So this thing became a sin. Why is that?
For the people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan.
Right, because the people went and did this. Like when you out here and you worshiping these other guys, that's what it is. It's a sin. I don't care who established it, what the reasoning is, it doesn't matter. It's a sin. Let's go over to Revelation now. Revelation chapter 18. We almost done here. Revelation chapter 18. We almost done. We ain't got to deal with this for another 2 years. I ain't gonna touch the next one. Or what? We ain't got to always, most of us here know, but, at the same time, though, it ain't just about us here either. And what we do here, sometimes it is directly for you, and then sometimes, because this is where the teachers learn, remember that. You got to go out there and expound on what it is that you do with surety to the rest of the world. So sometimes it's my job to prep you on that. That's why I got all this extra literature. It ain't just for you to keep reading. It's for you to say, oh, see, look what I got. Yes. Look what this says. This is what you're doing. So again, we train on this every so often. Revelation chapter 18. We're going to pick this up at verse 3. Revelation 18 and verse 3. When you get there, go ahead and read it.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy.
Right. This is what's like. Man, today it's just about that money. That's all it is. It's just about money. It ain't about nothing else. That's what Babylon and its system is structured about money. Go ahead.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her.
And the Lord is saying, man, come out of Babylon. Come out of all its foolishness. Keep reading.
my people,
Uh-huh.
that ye be not partakers of her sin,
Go ahead.
and that ye receive not of her plague.
Mm.
For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled to her double.
Go ahead.
How much she hath glorified herself, and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
So he looking at this and he's saying, like, this woman saying, like, I can boss up, I'm a queen, do it my way. And this way is the way that the world is doing it. You know what I'm saying? They drinking from her cup. And this her we talking about really is Rome. But remember, this Rome we talking about is Babylon. Alright, keep reading.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, and mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her.
Uh-huh.
And the king
Let's get down, where verse are we at now?
9.
Oh, we're supposed to skip already. Go ahead.
And the kings of the earth, who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning,
Go ahead.
standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas!
So
alas.
you gotta remember, he said, if you want to deal with this, you basically gonna be with her judgment. So now it's showing you her judgment.
Right.
The kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Standing afar, her is Babylon, is Rome, is this church, is this system. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great what?
That great city, Babylon, that mighty city. For in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Right.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her. For no man buyeth their merchandise any more. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple.
The Lord come back, they ain't buying no more Christmas balls. They ain't buying no more wreaths, none of that type of stuff. Go ahead.
And silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointment and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves.
So he like, man, all that y'all buying and like getting rich with all this idolatry is over with when the Lord come back. When Babylon gets destroyed, it's done. That's what he's telling you. Go ahead.
And souls of men.
Mm-hmm.
And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all.
Proverbs chapter 14 and 12. So when the Lord destroys, because you gotta understand, when the Lord destroys Babylon, it's still gonna be people here. You know what I mean? So he said, when this is done, it's over with for them. You ain't gonna be interested in none of this Christmas balls and Easter bunnies and jack-o'-lanterns and all this crazy stuff that you was getting rich off of. Right. That's gonna put a whole lot of stuff out of business. Right. You know what I mean? Even though the whole world gonna be different than what we know anyway. But I'm just showing you. He just saying, like, all the stuff that y'all was on, that stuff, man, the merchants, they ain't gonna be able to get money off of that no more. But he had already, the moral of the story is, man, just leave that stuff be. That's what he said. Come out of that. That's what he told you earlier. Come out of that. Right. All right. And that's what you're trying to get other people to do, man. Leave that stuff alone. You ain't missing nothing. I ain't missing nothing when Chris, like, it ain't even me that ain't missing nothing. I look at my children. They ain't missing nothing. I mean, I celebrated Christmas. They don't. They got way more than I ever thought I could have. They doing 10 times better than I was at that same age. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I had Christmas, which was like the only other time of the year I would get new clothes. You know what I'm saying? It would be school time and Christmas time. You know what I'm saying? I had to rock them same 2 pair of Levi's the whole rest of that year.
I'm not joking.
You know what I'm saying? And the same thing, like I'm saying, this was my world. My kids don't have that, and they got plenty more. So they don't miss it. And that's what I tell the rest of the world too when they ask me. I'm like, my kids don't, trust me, you don't want that. You don't want that to be the only time of the year you get something. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, you don't gotta have that. We gotta come out of that. That's what I mean, like, we gotta come to this. Man, you ain't got to stack up your money for the end of the year for this. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is when, layaway. That's the only thing I knew layaway was good for Christmas time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what layaway means? You can't afford it. Right. That's what it really means. Like, but this is what we was doing during this time period. Like, and I'm saying, come out of that. You don't need it. You ain't missing nothing. Proverbs 14 and 12. Go ahead.
There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
He said it, not me. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Like I'm saying, you don't need that. You don't need any of that stuff out there that they're offering. You don't need the Halloween party. You know what I'm saying? You don't need the New Year jamboree. You don't need none of that stuff. And it ain't make it so bad. If you come out of it and you start serving God, if you want to party with us. Trust me, we party all night long. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to do feasts, we do them. And if you want to give gifts, I happily accept them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying. Like, you can do all the things. You ain't got to miss. Don't give me that excuse. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to miss none of that. Right. If you going to serve God. You can get it and get it more abundantly. Yeah. I way look more forward to the tabernacles than I did back then for Christmas. That I know. Because my last 3 Christmases I remember like the last one I was like, yo, I hate Christmas. It was funny, the Lord took Christmas away from me before I took it away from me. Right. And by the time I was like, yo, man, I can't stand this time of the year. It was irritating me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, now, when looking at the Lord these days, I'm geek. I'm like, man, that's what I'm saying. That's why I keep talking about I want to get out of here, because I know we ain't gonna be here by feast time. That's all I'm thinking about. You know what I'm saying? And man, I can't wait till feast time come back around so we can kick it again. Have a great one. So 1 Corinthians chapter 10, let's pick up verse 20. 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. We're almost done. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20. When you get there, go ahead.
But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, and not to God. And I would not that you should have fellowship with devils.
Man, that's what I'm like, man. You don't want to be associating yourself with this type of stuff. Because you dealing with, they sacrificing to devils, not to God. Right. You can't do both. 21.
You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils.
Yeah.
Can we provoke the Lord to jealousy?
Man.
Are we stronger than He?
No.
All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not.
Go ahead.
Let no man seek his own, but every man another's wealth.
Let's get to 26.
For the earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof. If any of them that believe not bid you to a feast, and ye be disposed to go, whatsoever is set before you, eat.
We're going to get to something here, but this ain't talking about somebody that say come to a Christmas party. We're going to see that. It's just saying if somebody invites you to dinner, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got co-worker, they like, well, we love your family, did you come over and eat with us? Cool. That's what he's saying. Go ahead.
Asking no question for conscience sake.
Yeah, you ain't got to ask them, so did you pray before you made this, or none of that. Go ahead.
But if any man say unto you, this is offered in sacrifice unto idols.
Oh, but they trying to talk about, yo, we about to have that Christmas dinner. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is offered in sacrifice to idols. Go ahead.
Eat not.
Don't fool with that.
For his sake.
But not for your sake, for their sake.
That's right.
You know, that pumpkin pie ain't gonna hurt you. I don't know what pumpkin pie tastes like, but it shouldn't hurt you. Go ahead. Go ahead, keep reading.
And for conscience sake. For the earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof.
Right, like all this stuff belongs to the Lord. Go ahead.
Conscience, I say, not thine own. but of the other.
Uh-huh.
For why is my liberty judged of another man's conscience?
So he said, you're doing this for conscience sake. This is why you tell people, no, I don't want the gift. No, I'm sorry, I can't do this with you, I can't do. Because you know, some people be coming like with such harmlessness. But, you know, it's like, it's not about you personally. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that anything does for Christmas can hurt you. All right, go ahead, keep reading.
For if I by grace be a partaker, why am I evil spoken of for that for which I give thanks?
Go ahead.
Whether therefore ye eat or drink or whatsoever ye do all to the glory of God. Give none offense, neither to the Jews nor to the Gentiles, nor to the church of God, even as I please all men in all things, not seeking mine own profit, but the profit of many, that they may be saved.
Right. So again, it's not how you conduct yourself ain't necessarily about you. You know what I'm saying? This stuff don't bother you, don't hurt you. But you know how you speak up for yourself may let the rest of the world know, like, look, you know, this is why you don't do this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? You a witness. Let's go to Colossians chapter 2. We got one more after this. Colossians chapter 2. Colossians chapter 2, we're going to pick him up at verse 15. We're going to write him from 15 to 23. Colossians chapter 2, verse 15 through 23. Colossians chapter 2, verse 15 through 23. Go ahead, bro.
And having spoiled principalities
Talk about Jesus. He spoiled the principalities. Go ahead.
and powers, he made a show of them openly, triumphing over them in it.
Mm-hmm.
Let no man therefore judge you in meat, or in drink, or in respect of an holy day,
Uh-huh.
or of the new moon,
Uh-huh.
or of the Sabbath.
So when we read this right here, it says like, look, so you done pulled away from the world. Don't let nobody judge you for that. You know what I'm saying? You know, your new moons, how you come up with your months, your Sabbath days, your holy days. Don't worry about what nobody else say about you on that. Why is that, Jose?
Which are a shadow of things to come.
He say, man, that stuff is a shadow of things to come that we deal with. You see what they deal with, like Christmas and that stuff. What is Christmas? Christmas is all about history. It ain't about nothing. The only thing they got that deal with the future is the God Janus. And all they saying is he looking to the future and into the past. It ain't like he's setting up something for you. Like they stuff ain't got nothing to do with. He said these things are a shadow of things to come, but the body is of Christ. Go ahead, verse 18.
That no man beguile
So now, with that being said, don't let nobody trick you with what?
you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worshiping of angels.
Yeah, like just because it might look humble, you know, we're gonna go feed the homeless during this. Just because it look humble, like if you remember what we looked at today, that season was about the poor. It was their little time of the year. Remember, they would pick somebody from the poor, let them rule for a little while. Like they clowning or making a mockery of you, really. Right. This is the time period you look out for the poor, as if they telling you you don't look out for them any other time.
Exactly.
So he said, well, let no man trick you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worship. Like it might look humble. That's what he's getting at right there. And the worshiping of angels, or, you know, that you worship, and you're supposed to worship the angels. So we say, just because it might look or appear to have some goodness to it, it don't make it so. Go ahead.
Intruding into those things which he hath not seen, vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind, and not holding the head, from which all the body by joints and bands having nourishment ministered, and knit together, increaseth in the increase of God.
Go ahead.
Wherefore, if ye be dead with Christ from the rudiments of the
So
world.
he said, like, if you're going to die with Christ, which is what you're supposed to do with your baptism.
That's right.
Then you're supposed to be, then you're supposed to be dead from the rudiments of this world, like from the stuff that the world, like the day rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why people talk about, well, it's Thanksgiving pagan. I'm like, no, I'm doing none of that stuff. Is it pagan? I don't know, man. I mean, well, okay, they came over here and took the Indians' land. Well, let me tell you something about that real quick. Y'all, we talked about what they did on Thanksgiving. They took the Indians' land. Okay, well, what you think we did on Pentecost? We took the land of Jericho. I mean, that's what kingdoms do. I just don't fool with your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and get mad at you because you took something, and I took something when I had the right to do it. That's how the whole world was made. But all in all, I just don't want your stuff. I don't want your holidays. I don't care that Labor Day passing or more. You know what I care about when them days come? So we ain't got no school, we know what? What y'all wanna do? That's about the only thing that I look forward to. Other than that, I could care less. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm not with. Wherefore, if ye be dead with Christ and from the rudiments of the world. Like I don't deal with their rules, they laws. Then why, as though living in the world, are you subject to their ordinance? You know what I'm saying? Like if you done pulled yourself out of that, why are you dealing with their stuff? Go ahead, keep reading.
21. Touch not.
So he's telling you, don't touch it. What else?
Taste not.
Don't take. We ain't talking about putting it in your mouth. We talking about just leave it alone. Period. Don't touch it. Don't taste it. Leave it be. I don't have nothing to do with what you want. This period. New Year's come. That's your New Year. You got it. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that's not the New Year because it is. Because it goes from 2019 to 2020. It's just not God's New Year. It's time established. You know, because Shakespeare gets so high tech so side. Every time it's so stupid. It's not really the New Year. Okay, so what is it then? What year was yesterday? It was 2019. What year is today? 2020. How is not New Year? Like, you know, so like I say, sometimes, man, we be trying to sound so smart, we don't realize how dumb we sound. That's right. Go ahead, keep reading.
Handle not.
Uh-huh.
Which all are to perish with the using.
Right, he said all that stuff they on, man, it's gonna perish when you use that stuff. It means nothing. You know, you go to church on Sunday, it represents nothing. You deal with Christmas, in the end, it had, like when you say you dealt with the tabernacle, you can say, all right, bet, Lord, tabernacle is showing me when we, you know, when you gather us later. So now when we gather later, it's like, y'all been doing this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I should be here. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've been partaking in this for years, whereas somebody else, you ain't been doing this, what you doing here? Like, you ain't been wearing these clothes now. I've been wearing these same clothes every time this year because this is where I'm supposed to be. You was doing Christmas. Where your Christmas representative now? You know what I'm saying? Like, where is it? You know, if we got is God giving you Christmas Island when it's all said and done? Is that why you said? It takes you nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It takes you, it's a dead end. It stopped really when it was started. Whereas what we do, man, it's taking you somewhere where when you're there, when you get on the Sabbath day, you be like, no, I've been keeping the Sabbath. I should be here. I should be in the Lord's rest. Right. So you don't even think about it like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you've been doing it, why? You see, and so now when you get there, you understand. This is why I belong. Exactly. But why is you here? Because you ain't been doing this. Right. You don't even know what we're doing. Right. Because you was too busy putting on a costume on Halloween. Yeah. So he said, touch not, taste not, handle not, which are to perish with the using, after the commandments and doctrines of men. So if you look at it so you can understand, verse 20 said, wherefore if ye be dead with Christ, and from the rudiments of the world, why as though living in the world are you subject to the ordinance after the commandments and doctrines of men? That's how that works. And so you know, I don't know how good we are. Some of us might not be that good at English or do ain't taught that. But when you put what is that? Parentheses thing. When you put the parentheses in there, it means that it don't have to be in there. That's descriptive of something. You know what I'm saying? So therefore you can read, and you can do that with the Bible to help you sometimes to understand what's being said. Alright, verse 23.
Which things have indeed a show of wisdom and will worship.
So he said the things that we do, it might have a show. Like it might look like it should be right. Go ahead.
And humility.
Yeah.
And neglecting of the body.
Right, because they might, look at Gandhi. Gandhi was fasting all a bunch of days. Like it might look good, but you wasn't doing it to Jesus, though. Right. You wasn't keeping the atonement. Go ahead.
Not in any honor to the satisfying of the flesh.
Let's go to our last scripture, Matthew chapter 10. Matthew chapter 10. So again, today we just looked at the real meaning of Christmas. And what you should have learned, it ain't Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. Like, it's the real meaning of Christmas is idolatry, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to tell it, but everything that you see that deal with this time of the year, it has some origin to it. And this origin can be, when you go to the mall or to the store, everything you see can be traced back thousands of years ago to paganism and idolatry. Everything, everything. No. Ornaments, all that. Now don't get slick and you see some old Transformer ornament and you like, well, how that take you back? They just started Transformers. Yeah, okay. The ornaments itself though, everything you see dealing with. Matthew chapter 10, let's pick it up at verse 34. Check this one out. Go ahead.
Think not that I am come to set peace on earth. I came not to set peace.
Understand this. Like when it's all said and done, y'all looking for, we get into the word, we looking for everything to be all love and great and easy. He said, I ain't come to send peace though. I came to send a sword. Go ahead.
35.
Mm-hmm.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And the daughter against her mother. And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Right. Like, I don't do what you do, and it's a problem. And he said, I ain't come to bring y'all together. I'm sorry, I came to divide. I came to separate the good from the wheat from the tare, the good from the evil, the goats from the sheep. I come to separate the two. See who gonna serve me or not. Go ahead.
He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
You gotta consider that this week when you deal with this and you deal with your family. You know, and all, you know, you trying to play with, you know, I'm just giving time, I don't want to offend them. Man, you playing with yourself. It's your God, man. Go ahead.
And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me.
Go ahead.
He that findeth his life shall lose it. And he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
Go ahead.
He that receiveth you receiveth me. And he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me.
So brothers and sisters, I hope we got some understanding today on the real meaning of Christmas. And I thank you for your time. So, our regular weekly announcements. Man, it's winter time. I should have the dress code. Class does start at 12:30. I'm sorry, we've been starting late. Next week I'm gonna be in New York, so I can't even. It's not as easy as we're accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? We walk in here, like I said, we sitting in here setting up. We still didn't set up how we wanted to do it. I apologize to those that are watching online. We're gonna try to get the mics working how we need them to, so it sounds better online. Because I hate the way it sounds. It sounds hollow. You know, I'm used to those microphone sounds coming through. They sound way more crisp and clear. So again, I apologize about that. We're gonna have to try to have that taken care of by tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be at Brother Andre's house. Chris, you gonna be with us tomorrow? Okay, yeah. Ira and Lo, you gonna come again? You gotta work it out? Yeah, I gotta work it out. So what you gonna run next Friday? You shopping with Chris, baby? Yeah. So we'll be at Brother Andre's house. Brother Andre has opened up his man cave to the brothers to do our filming, and it was kind of cool. We did Bible study there and worked really well. Like I said, we just gotta get that sound. The sound irritated me, so you know what I'm saying. So we gonna get it straightened out. I thought I had to straighten out today, but it's all good. So tomorrow we'll be doing the Bible in Plain View, and then we'll be doing The Lord's Been Kind the following Friday. And so we'll be, you know, at Andre's for both, so if you need the address or whatever, for those that are participating, let me know. So for my Jersey people, I'll be in Jersey tomorrow, so, because I think I got some stuff to do there. Like you, I got Jersey tomorrow, just FYI, but we'll talk. You know, I think I got some stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just letting you know, because Jersey, I went to Pittsburgh, it was like an hour from my house, man. Oh my God. But it's all good, though. Make sure y'all keep Brother Jackson in prayer. Sister Janita, Brother Ira, they got information on it. If you need any updates on Brother Jackson, I think Brother Ira is going down that way. Yeah, so keep him in prayer, you know. But you know, he had a stroke and everything. Also, as a brother in Atlanta, I want y'all to keep in prayer Brother William. Brother William ain't got no legs. He got them amputated since I know. I really met Brother William when his wife passed. Elijah came down to Atlanta and did the funeral, and Brother Will been gung-ho in the word through and through since then. William Douglas is his name. We pick him up for the feast, all that type of stuff. I sat out there and had a great time during one feast with him while he was at rehab. When he got his legs gone, we outside. I'm sitting here cracking jokes like, you don't get up and dance. I had that good wine for him. He good legs. You know what I'm saying? So, but he had a stroke recently. So keep him in prayer. Because I mean, it's rough on him. So just keep him in prayer. And, make sure y'all praying for Sister Mildred, Brother Earl, Sister Joyce, Brother Bill. Make sure y'all keep them in prayer. Make sure y'all praying for Ira Delaware and Lisa, Sister Erica always. Make sure you keep Sister Rose and her family in prayer. Since I've been here, I talked to Shanita. Shanita said we just got a big family. We're probably got a big family. They done lost the most people. In that time period. And keep her and her family in prayer. I think I heard, and I hope I'm not wrong, but I lost like a cousin or niece or something back now. Yeah.
So, we lost my cousin Selena.
Yeah.
They found her body after I asked Shanita and everybody to pray the next day.
Yeah.
And yesterday, this morning, they found a person that,
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna tell you, we don't want nobody to be dead. And I'm definitely my condolences, but when you asked us to pray, that already really happened. But I'm gonna tell you this, and you're gonna be like, huh? We still don't know where BB Smith is. BB Smith was missing, 2006 or 2005, December, I can't even remember. She stayed across the street from my grandma. We grew up together. You know what I'm saying? She was like my aunt's friend. She was missing like on Christmas Eve, and said she went out with her ex-boyfriend, which kind of sounds weird. They ain't found no body since. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? Posters at the store. So sometimes, even though, we ain't wishing death, you ain't what you wanted, you know what I'm saying? But that's a little more relief than just never knowing. You know what I mean? So like I said, my condolences, watching your family, and make sure we all keep a family in prayer. And like Brother Chris talked a couple of weeks, death is the final warning for the living, man. Like we still here. Death they don't have no more pain, no more sorrows. You know what I mean? And we know that tomorrow is the Lord's judgment. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't even gonna put him in hell. Cause I ain't putting nobody there. I'm just telling you something. You know what I'm saying? I don't put nobody there. Short of maybe Judas, the Antichrist, and maybe Jeffrey Dahmer. Some people just be crazy, man. But I'm just saying, so, we just we leave all that judgment to the Lord before we do it. But we still here. And we still got to deal with this every day. But you keep that in mind. Make sure you keep us in prayer about the building as well as Atlanta. Keep them in prayer about their building. They have something, but they don't have it yet. So So just keep us in prayer with all that. And other than that, Bible study should be about 4:15 or so.
The church's monthly fast is this Wednesday at sundown.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
December 25th.
Thank you very much. This Wednesday at sundown. So December 25th. Huh? Yeah. So we have a monthly fast at the church, at the whole church, this Wednesday evening. There was one more thing that I just thought. Keep Darnell in prayer. Yeah, I talked to his mom last night, but for the 2 well. Yeah, keep him in prayer. He ain't gonna be here. He's gonna be with me next week, though, Lord willing. I'm taking New York with me, so keep him in prayer. So other than that, anything else? Anyone?
Sister Lenore.
I'm sorry, Brother Paul. Keep Sister Lenore in prayer.
And Sister Stephanie.
And yeah, you're right. He's one of the
And Nikki's about to have big any day now.
Like you said, when does the baby do? Do you know tomorrow? Baby do tomorrow? Alright, so.
He ain't coming. No.
He ain't coming tomorrow? I'm talking that. I don't know what the difference in day names, you know what I mean? So, but make sure you keep Nikki in prayer, like I say, births. I mean, we take it for granted, but I mean, I've been through a lot of them, and they ain't the easiest thing to deal with. So, make sure you keep Nikki, Stephanie, Lenore in prayer. Anybody else? Oh, keep Sister Joe in prayer. Keep my mom in prayer. She always fussing me when I don't say. Keep her in prayer. Yeah. You know, she can't drive tonight, my mom, no more. She at the airport, the airline hit her in the eye with the peanuts, and now she can't see at night. So this has been like almost 2 years now. So that's why she always be asking for prayer. You know what I mean? So yeah. So it's been a headache, but you know, Lord be with us. What you got for me?
So my mom and my sister Tracy.
Y'all heard Brother Kareem, make sure y'all pray for his mom and sister Tracy. All right, y'all, we're gonna stand face the room.
Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done in earth,
thy will be done in earth,
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Forgive us our debt,
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
He is good,
For he is good,
and his mercy endures forever.
and his mercy endures forever.
Praise the Lord, the God of Israel.
Praise the Lord God of Israel.
He is good,
For he is good,
and his mercy endures forever.
and his mercy endures forever.
In Jesus' name we pray.
In Jesus' name we pray.
The mighty one of Israel,
The mighty one of
the
Israel,
Holy One of Jacob,
the Holy One of Jacob,
King of
the
kings,
King of kings,
the Lord of lords.
and Lord of lords.
Amen.
Amen. Lord bless thee and keep thee.
The Lord bless thee and keep thee.
The Lord make his face shine upon thee.
The Lord make his face shine upon thee.
And be gracious unto thee.
And be gracious unto
The
thee.
Lord lift up his countenance upon thee.
The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee.
And give thee peace.
And give thee peace.
Make you put my name upon the children of Israel.
Make you put my name upon the children of Israel.
And I will bless them.
And I will bless them.
Hallelujah!
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 In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.